Let me ask you something uncomfortable. How much of your personality is performance? I'd like you to think of the last time you prepared twice as hard as anyone else. The last time you rewrote an email 3 times and read it over and over. The last time you over-explained yourself before anyone even asked. Or the last time you stayed late, not because you had to, but because you didn't want to be questioned. That wasn't diligence. That was tax. A confidence tax. And most of you are paying it. It's the extra work you do just to be taken seriously. The over-preparing, the over-explaining, the being nice, the staying late, the replying fast, the carrying things that were never yours. If you've ever felt exhausted, not because of the work, but because of how much of yourself you had to give just to feel like you belong, to succeed, then this talk is for you. The confidence tax is what capable people pay when competence isn't enough. It's not written in contracts, it's not acknowledged, and it's not rewarded. You don't just do your job, you feel you have to prove it. And you don't just lead a team, you carry the weight of everyone. And you don't just say no, you justify it. I was the reliable one, the fixer. I'm branded the professional problem solver, the unicorn I was once called. There I am. My contract said one thing, my nervous system said another. Now, I live in my prefrontal cortex, and that is located at the front of the frontal lobe, just behind the forehead, so right here. And that is the brain's personality center. And it is crucial for executive functions like complex planning, decision-making, personality expression. You can imagine being a professional problem solver, someone so dedicated to finding a solution, to finding a way to make things happen, that this is where all my headaches are. I slept with my work phone on. I did. I would anticipate problems before they even existed. I carried an emotional weight that had no job title. But I wasn't burnt out because I couldn't cope. I was burnt out because I was compensating. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't lack confidence. They lack permission to stop compensating. You see, the tax exists because boundaries disrupt expectations and growth exposes imbalance. The tax is highest for those who are willing to do anything at whatever cost, including themselves. This happens in different industries, different job titles, same patterns. Now, the confidence tax doesn't show up on a payslip. It shows up in your nervous system. Chronic overthinking, exhaustion, decision fatigue, that feeling of being on all the time. And here's the twist. The more competent you are, the more you're trusted, the more you compensate. Now, if you want to know if you're paying the confidence tax, ask yourself this. Where am I doing more than is actually required? Where am I over-explaining instead of simply stating? Where am I seeking external validation instead of assuming belonging? And what am I doing that isn't actually my job, but has become my identity? Confidence doesn't grow when you do more. Confidence grows when you stop paying. Confidence doesn't just cost energy. It costs joy, health, relationships, presence. And do you know what the most dangerous part is? We normalize it. We call it dedication, loyalty, being a team player. But a system that only works when a person overextends themselves isn't working. So, in the next 8 minutes, I'm going to teach you how to be fiercely confident without paying the tax. So get ready. We've been taught that confidence is something we build, but confidence isn't built, it's uncovered. And firstly, I'd like to talk to you about the difference between confidence and self-confidence. So confidence is external. It grows when you succeed. It goes with praise. It's people giving you compliments. It's that round of applause, the external validation. When someone approves of what you've just said, the nods. Self-confidence, that's internal. It's within. It's quiet. Knowing. It's self-trust. It's knowing that no matter what is going on around you, you know you've got this. And no matter the situation, be it other people, work, life, whatever it is, you know you can figure it out. Now, both skills are important, but the problem is most people are just projecting confidence. They create this perception that they are confident, almost like wearing a mask, when actually deep down, they're paying the tax because they lack self-confidence. Now, we don't do fake it till you make it. That is my least favorite confidence advice. We make real change. So there are some signs that you are confident, but not self-confident. And here's your first one. You outsource your sense of worth. That means that you overly rely on external validation. So you don't trust yourself until someone else nods, which means someone else's opinions on your work, your character, your approach, that is what you actually believe. And the problem with this is we then can't hear our own thoughts or opinions, or our opinion of ourselves is very low. The second thing is you thrive when things are going right, but you crumble when they're not. So when things are going a little wrong, it really consumes you. And I say this is when our mood is directly linked to how well we're doing, to our success. And the problem with this is that means we are constantly going up and down. And I particularly see this with high achievers. Because when you're at work and you're crushing it, smashing it, and everything's going really well and you're winning, so of course it feels really great. But as soon as things don't go so well, you've had some losses, things didn't quite go your way, you start to feel really low about yourself. And then it starts spilling out into other areas of your life. And the final one, and I always find this one the most interesting, you perform for approval instead of stand in your truth. So we use confidence to please others, to perform for them, rather than using it as an expression of who we truly are. We need to stand in who we are. And I see this all the time because we're trying to mirror what we think confidence is. And that's because the world has made us believe that confidence should look a certain way, be it for man, woman, anyone. We've been taught what it should look like. But confidence is a very personal play. So, if you're resonating with any of these and realizing this tax that you've been paying, don't worry, because there is something we can do about it. It really boils down to 3 things, and everyone can learn this. The first thing is you must decide your self-image. You need to take ownership. You get to decide who you are. I want you to picture your highest self, the highest version of yourself, and decide, what do they look like? Who are they as a person? I want you to think, what habits do I have? What do I believe in? What am I passionate about? How do they show up in the world? Not what anyone else wants you to be. You decide your self-image and own it. The second is embody absolute self-trust. This is about you trusting you. That no matter the situation or what's going on around you, you know you've got you. Okay? We don't want to take into account any external pressures. We know we've got this. And the first way you can start to trust yourself more is to start keeping the promises you make for yourself. So if you've told yourself, I'm going to go to the gym twice this week, or I'm going to finish that project I've been working on, or I'm going to make that phone call I've been meaning to make, you must keep that promise to yourself. Because if we don't, how are we supposed to trust ourselves when the bigger decisions come along? We've got to know that you've got you. And the last one, and this one is the most important, detach from outcomes. We are so obsessed with results that we link our moods directly to outcomes. We must let this go. I challenge you to start celebrating the small wins, the I tried my best, smaller efforts, smaller inputs. So, I said I'd make you fiercely confident in 8 minutes. I've given you the tools. If you leave here today and start doing those 3 things, decide your self-image, embody absolute self-trust, and detach from outcomes, you will become the most elevated version of yourself. Your highest self is calling. So I challenge you for the next 30 days, go all in on yourself. And I guarantee by the end of it, you will see everything else around you fall into place. Because it all starts with you. Thank you.